Okay, so if they say instead of using the parallel equation, they want something that's perpendicular. Well, remember that perpendicular equations have the negative reciprocal slopes. So you're gonna look at the slope right now. According to this equation, my slope is 4. If I wanted to do a parallel equation, that's what I would use here. But they want perpendicular. So because they want perpendicular, I need to get that flow 4 and I need to flip it and change the sign. That's what they mean by negative reciprocal. So 4 is not a fraction per se, but you could make it look into a fraction by dividing by 1. Okay, so now when you flip it, it just becomes 1 over 4, and you have to change the sign. It used to be positive, now it's negative. So this is the slope that I'm going to be using. Please note that difference. When it was parallel, there was no need to do this little extra step, but now they want it perpendicular, it is required. So the point 2 and 8 that were given, well, again, the first number is your x1, the second number is y1. So now that we substitute everything into the formula, it's going to be y minus y1, so y minus 8 is equal to m, but remember that m, I'm not going to use that, I'm going to use this instead. Negative 1 over 4, x minus x1. x1 is 2, so minus 2. And again, all you have to do is just work it out now. We distribute, so y minus 8 is equal to negative 1/4 x. Remember, just get the numerator and that number, just multiply them. Negative, negative become positive, so 2 over 4 plus 8 plus 8. Keep in mind that 2 over 4 is just 1/2, okay? So y is equal to negative 1/4 x plus 8.5. 0.5 basically, and plus 8, 8.5. And if this was a multiple choice question, that's all you would be looking for. That's all it is. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and show you one where, again, does not look like this, and if your equation that's provided is not in slope-intercept form, you must make it look like that first. So let's see. Here goes example number 2. So example number 2, let's just say that the equation was 3x plus 4y is equal to 10. And your task was to find the equation that was perpendicular and passes through the point, I guess, 2, negative 5. Okay, so first thing first, you look at your equation and you got to get the slope. And since they want perpendicular, you're going to have to flip it and change the sign. So we have this 3x plus 4y. Remember, minus 3x minus 3x. So 4y is equal to negative 3x plus 10. Okay, divide everything by 4. So y is equal to negative 3 over 4x plus 10 over 4. But all you care about is your slope. Put pause really quick and tell me what is the slope that I'm going to use here. All right, so we're back. And so you had negative 3 over 4. But remember, they want it perpendicular. So this negative 3 over 4, you have to flip it and change the sign. So this becomes 4 over 3. So the slope you're going to use is this one. This is going to be your m. Okay? Yes, my slope originally was this, but this is what I want. So when I substitute y minus y1, so plus 5, is equal to m, but m is now 4 over 3, x minus x1. And again, you just have to distribute 4 over 3x. Notice that when you multiply it by x, right, it's the same thing with the x next to it. And again, just take care of the numerator part. 4 times 2 is 8, so it's going to be 8 over 3. Minus 5, minus 5. Okay, so on this one, it might be beneficial to, again, either make it into a decimal or make this into a fraction. All right, so when you subtract 5 from both sides, if I was to make this into a fraction, I would have a 15, so that would be a 15 plus 8. Okay, over 3. Again, we have a negative 8 over 3. I know you can barely see that. And you are subtracting it y from it. So it's 23 over 3, but negative, right? And again, if you want it in decimal, it's negative 7.6. And that's it, guys. Okay, that's how you do the perpendicular ones, all right? And I know sometimes they give you graphs instead, but again, whenever you're looking at a graph and they're asking for something that is perpendicular, just do rise over run. That's it. So again, you'll see here that starting on day 3, you'll have to do several of these perpendicular equations. Okay. So again, earlier on the other video, I actually went over this one. Again, perpendicular has to be some type of t. Okay. Parallel is when there's some type of else. Okay. But yeah, guys, again, just look at the slopes. The slope gives it all. We can look at this one here under day 4. They want perpendicular, number 1. If your slope right now is negative 3, what's your new slope? Yeah, it has to be a positive first, right off the bat. So I know that F and G are out. Okay, and don't forget it has to flip as well. They flip and change signs. So the only one that does that is J. So J is your answer. Yeah, no. Sometimes there is no need to do any work whatsoever. It's just through the analytical process of knowing what happens to your slope that you get your answer. All right. Try them out, guys. Let me know what you think, and if you have any questions, just reach out.